Okay, I think I was able to resume that.
Thank you.
Okay, so everyone can. Okay, everyone can basically get their video on as well, so that I can see you. Okay, and obviously you can see me as well. So today's agenda is going to be a little bit unique. Today's agenda is going to be on the introduction part of data analytics. What is meant by data analytics, and why we require data analytics in this particular area, and what are the different types of analytics which is actually available. So that is something which we are going to understand. See, as we have understood that when it comes to data analytics, business analytics, as well as data science, many people might be having some kind of what I can say, questions in their mind. Agree with me? Agree with me? So for that specific reason, first we will try to understand what is data science actually. Okay, and what are the various variations of data science which is actually available, and last but not the least, we will also go ahead and please make sure whenever we are having any session, okay, so you can see me and I can hardly see you because most of the people who are in this particular room have not turned on their cameras. I request everyone to have their cameras on book because it's an online session. By looking at you, I can get the visual feedback that yes, you are able to understand. If you are not able to understand something like this, so for that specific reason, I can read your face. So for that specific reason, I require everyone to turn on their cameras because we are not having people, something like 100 people or 200 people, so that I can look into every single person. So we hardly have something like 3 to 4 people in this particular room. So I request everyone to turn on their cameras. So this is a small request that I'm actually doing. And number one is this particular thing, that is turning on your camera. Number two is I request everyone to be a little bit proactive in their chat. Okay, and when I basically request you saying that, when I ask you, do you have any questions? In that particular case, you can also come on Discord. You can unmute yourself and you can let us know what is your question. We can actually interact. It will be a live interaction. Okay, so these are the two things that I am actually requesting from your end. Okay, number one, whenever I'm speaking about what I can say, things. Okay, one, I want everyone to turn on their camera. Point number one. Point number two is be little bit proactive in their chat, because when it comes to training, I have seen a lot of people. What they do is they turn on their they switch their tabs. They try to Google. They try to see YouTube videos. So I've seen lot of various types of variations that I have come across. So for that specific reason, okay, so if you are able to understand something, I will be able to read it through your camera, through your facial expression. Okay, so Ahmed, Ansari and Naveen, I hope you both are clear on this particular part. Okay, so you can turn on your night lights, Naveen. Okay, it's absolutely fine. Ahmed Ansari, I'm audible?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
I think I was late. That's very funny looking.
Amjad, your voice is a little bit distorted.
Is it clear now?
Yes, it is clear.
Actually, I came late in the night. So I just woke up when I got the call. So it's very funny. Funny.
Okay.
That's why I did not put it on the camera. But
Sure.
yeah, I can listen you and I can be loud.
His voice is very broken down. You can use your chat. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Secondly, okay, because as it is an e-learning platform, I also request everyone to be a little bit proactive on their internet as well. So I am assuming that every single person who is in this particular room do have a really good internet. If we don't have a good internet, we won't have a really good experience. Okay, so for that specific reason, let me do something like this. Let me do a speed test right now. Okay. And even you can also do this same speed test. We request you to have minimum 10 MB. Okay, so that's a small request. If you're using a hotspot or these kind of things, we request you. I think my VPN is on. Let me turn off my VPN. Okay, so it's not Netherlands. It's Airtel. And the server is also different. This is not the same server. This is Airtel Bangalore. So meanwhile, you can have a check on your internet. Meanwhile, this particular process is going on. Let's discuss today's agenda. So today we are going to discuss on very few topics. Okay. So number one, we will be trying to understand what is meant by data analytics. Okay. Number two, we will be also trying to understand, okay, what are the importance of data analytics? Why data analytics is so so robust, and why there is a huge demand in the market. So being very frank with you, data analytics was not having any demand. Okay, once upon a time. So this is a very recent era, you can call it as, where we are able to see a really good, what I can say, demand. So why we have this kind of demand? We will also do see these kind of analysis, and then what we will do is we will be also trying to understand what is the difference between the various, what I can say, aspects of analytics. See, what is meant by data analytics? What is meant by business analytics? What is meant by data science? So how these roles are getting differed. Okay, and which is the which is the best option to choose in this particular area. That is also something that we will be trying to understand. See, when it comes to data analytics, many people, okay, who are in this particular room, okay, might be having this particular question. Okay, what is meant by data analytics? See, when I speak about data analytics is consisting of two words. One is called as data. Okay, and second is called as analytics. See, when I speak about data do have various different options. Okay, so there is numerical data, there is data which is coming from some kind of APIs, which is continuous data. Adding to that, there are data where they have some kind of restrictions. That is, okay, the data do come something like yearly, quarterly, okay, and along with that, the data will also come in various frequencies, various data types, various what I can say, format. Okay, so these are the various data which are actually available in the market. So when I speak about various data, the data may also be stored in various domains. Okay, so when I speak about various domains, so we have a couple of domains, like it might be stored in database, it might be stored in a data warehouse, or else the data may also be stored in something called as API. Okay, so these are the various options where you can actually store your data. So when I speak about data analytics, okay, data are basically stored in various domains, various formats, various data types. Okay, and along with that, we also have the various frequencies. These are the various data which are actually available. Adding to this, there is also one small part of data analytics which is actually called as, okay, the size of the data. So there is small data set, okay, which is lesser than 100 or 500 MB. Okay, so there are large data set which are little bit exceeding above 1 GB. Okay, so we don't call them as big data, but it is large data set. Along with that, we also have something called as big data, which is something like 5 terabytes, 10 terabytes, 15 terabytes. Okay, which is huge. So we have the last classification, which is in this particular part. Many people might be asking me, Sangamesh, why are you not using a PPT? Sangamesh, why are you not using what I can say, the readable aspect. So why are you not annotating it? I will give you one reason. Whatever I'm saying, maybe people may listen and live. But what I want is, when you listen, try to take a note of it. It will actually make you little attentive as well. Okay. So for that specific reason, I'm not using any PPT. I hope people are able to understand. I hope people are also able to understand the serious, the serious matter of this particular training as well. So if you have a pen and a paper, dedicated pen and a paper, at least a notebook, you can scribble few things. So for that specific reason, I don't encourage. I hope people are going to agree with me. If you agree with me, say agree on the chat. And please make sure, okay, I will be able to see, I will be able to read all your chats. Okay, on the chat, I have multiple screens. Okay, nothing to be worried on that particular part. Okay, I hope people are able to get some clarity on this particular part. I'm getting very few response. Okay, from this thing, what I can say, couple of people. Okay, so I had come in the night and just woke up. That is why I have not turned on my camera. It's fine. It's 15 megapixels. That's really fine. Okay, it's absolutely fine, Abhishek. Okay, and Naveen as well. Thank you very much. See, we have understood only one specific word called as what? It was called as, what I can say, data. What is meant by data and how the data are difference of data. Okay, the various hierarchy of data. That is something that we have understood. Then many people might be asking me, Sanmesh, what is meant by analytics? Okay, so when I speak about data analytics do have a various options. See, when I speak about analytics do come in a varied option. Okay, what I'm actually trying to speak about varied option is, so when I speak about analytics are basically classified into 4 parts. So first is called as descriptive analytics. Descriptive analytics. Second is called as diagnostic analytics. Diagnostic analytics. Third is called as predictive analytics. And last but not the least, we have something called as prescriptive analytics. I'm actually looking at my pen, but I'm not able to find my pen here. Okay, so just give me 1 minute. If I have my pen, I think it would be a great breakthrough. Oh, yes, I do have it. Beautiful. So what I was actually trying to say is, this is called as diagnostic analysis, descriptive analytics. Descriptive analytics. This is called as diagnostic analysis. And this is called as predictive analytics. Okay. And last but not the least, this is called as prescriptive analytics. Descriptive, diagnostic, okay, predictive, and prescriptive. Let's try to understand this in a very detailed aspect. Okay, before that, I hope we can proceed ahead. See, when I speak about all these analytics, so here, this particular diagram is actually called as hierarchy of analytics. Hierarchy of analytics. So why I'm speaking about hierarchy of analytics? Because, okay, these are hierarchy. First, it is going to be descriptive analytics. Then it is going to be diagnostic analytics. Then it is called as predictive analytics. Then it is called as prescriptive analytics. And the value is going to be higher for an organization. Many organizations are basically targeting this particular part. That is what? Prescriptive analytics. I will be able to explain you what is meant by prescriptive analytics as well. So this is the ultimate part. So this is the area where many people are using this AI and ML, right? So they are applying in this particular domain. Prescriptive analytics. And adding to this, there is a chain link. If you are able to do diagnostic analysis, then only you will be able to do a descriptive analytics. Then only you will be able to do the diagnostic analysis. So this is your step 1. This is your step 2, and this is your step 3, and this is your step 4. If you are planning, I repeat again, if you are planning, oh, Sangmesh, AI ML is having good amount of, what I can say, demand, then I will only learn AI and ML. Many people might be having this kind of misconception. So for them, I want to warn you right here, right now. I want to warn you right here, right now. That is, okay, if you want to proceed ahead for AI ML or something like that, okay, there is a hierarchy. First, you have to start with descriptive analytics. Then you have to go for diagnostic analysis. Then you have to go for predictive analytics. And then you have to go for AI and ML. So this is the value. Okay. And along with that, okay, the bottom scale. Okay. So this is your difficulty part. So when I speak about difficulty, the difficulty will keep on rising whenever you are going to have the various types of analytics. So calculating the descriptive analytics, okay, requires very few efforts. I repeat again, it requires very few efforts. Descriptive analytics. Similarly, even diagnostic analysis is also okay. So it is going to take little bit of more efforts. But when you keep on going ahead, the prescriptive analytics is one such thing which will take a larger amount of time. I hope people are able to make some sense here. Let me explain this fancy words called as descriptive analytics. We will try to understand this diagnostic analysis. We will be trying to understand this predictive analytics and AIML. So in this particular training, we will be focusing on all the 3 areas. All the 3 areas majorly. That is how to do a descriptive analytics, how to do a diagnostic analysis, and how to do a predictive analytics. So normally, prescriptive analytics is being taken care by your data scientist. We'll be trying to understand that particular part as well. Let me take an example here. So let's assume someone in your family is ill. I wish no one is ill, but let's assume someone is ill. So what do? You go to a doctor, right? Agree with me? Yes or no? Abhishek, Amjad, Naveen, do you agree with me? Okay. Whenever you go to a doctor, what do? You describe your problem. Like, okay, sir, I have 103 fever. And along with that, you will be also trying to explain him that, you have, what I can say, loose motion or headache or, these kind of ailments. What are you doing? You're describing. You're giving some information that is vital for your doctor. Similarly, even in data analytics also, we do something called as descriptive analytics. We do something called as descriptive analytics using something called as statistics. We use what? We use mean, median, mode. We will be trying to understand that. Okay, we use something called as mean, median, mode, central tendency, inferential statistics. Okay, we will do what I can say, analysis on the histogram. We will use box plot. We will try to understand something called as skewness. So these are all the statistical analysis I'm speaking about. So for doing descriptive analytics, you're purely going to use what? Statistics. First, getting an understanding. See, when you go to a doctor, what you do? You basically give him certain information about your ailment, about your problem that you're suffering. Then what he is going to do is, doctor will not directly give you medicines. No, he's not going to do that. He is not going to give you direct prescription. What he is going to do? He will ask you certain questions. He will ask you certain questions. What he is going to ask you? Try to understand this. He will try to ask, like, how long you are having this particular ailment, and is it frequent? Okay, what, along with that, he might also ask you certain questions like, are you feeling some giddiness? Are you able to see clearly? Open your mouth. He will try to see your tongue. He will try to see your eyes. Okay, he will try to see your nose as well. And then he will do what? Diagnosis. What this is called as diagnosis. So sometimes he may also ask you to go and take your blood sample. These days, dengue and chikungunya are also, what I can say, frequent, right? So for that specific reason, he will also go and ask you to take blood samples. Okay, he will analyze those blood samples. What he is doing? He is analyzing those blood samples. Here, this is called as diagnostic analysis. 90% of the time, this diagnostic analysis are being done by humans. For doing this diagnostic analysis, I don't know how many of you know about it. If you are from computers background, majorly from management background, you might be knowing this. There is something called as DSS. Have you ever heard about this DSS? Decision Support Systems. It's called as Decision Support System. Naveen Kumar, are you back? Okay, it's called as Decision Support Systems. What they do, these are called as dashboards. These are called as dashboards. What you do, you look at those images, you look at those instance, and then you will take a decisions. Like your profit is going up. In business analytics, we tend to use these kind of things. So your profit is going up. Okay, your profit is going up, but your sales is not growing. That is a concern. Your profit margin is high. That's it. You have to increase your sales. So you take certain steps to increase your sales. I hope you are able to understand and able to see what I'm actually trying to say here. It's purely a human oriented job. So wherein a person is going to see the images, visualizations, the information, and then he will take decisions. That's the reason it is called as decision support system. Decision support system, to take a decisions. Many people who are into stock market trading and all, they use something called as what I can say, AmiBroker, MetaStocks. They use Trading View. Okay, what these are some fancy visualizations, right? The charts, graph, and all these kind of things. What are they? They are traders. They take decisions, okay, based on the visualization. And look at this. Whenever you are going to do a diagnostic analysis, here your experience matter a lot. Domain experience, being very frank with you. Domain experience. If you know domain really well, then only you will be able to proceed ahead with that. Or else no. Impossible. Now you might be saying, Samesh, in that case, I will be only concentrating on diagnostic analysis. Yes, there are various roles which are focused on diagnostic analysis as well. Predictive analytics, yes, there are also roles. There are specific roles called as statistical analyst. Okay, in certain, academic, this thing, what I can say, roles, there are still roles which are available, which is called as statistical analyst, who will only do statistical analysis. There is second type of analytics. This is this particular diagnostic analysis. See, when I'm speaking about this diagnostic analysis is purely diagnosis, and there are various roles which are actually available. Okay, there is something called as BI developers, business intelligence experts. There is this business analyst. There is this data analyst. Okay, there is this what I can say, data scientist. These are some kind of variation. Descriptive analytics is going to give you, okay, majorly a edge to be a statistical analyst, but not majorly. This particular role, that is the descriptive analytics role, okay, will not help you further. Okay, one or the other day you have to move for diagnostic analysis and predictive analytics. But descriptive analytics is an important part. It is like your roots. If you have your good roots, then you have a good stem. If you have a good stem, you will have a good branches. If you have a good branches, you will have good leaf. If you have good leaf, okay, you will have good flowers. If you have good flowers, you will have good fruits, right? So there is a hierarchy, right? So if I remove the roots, will you think that you will be able to get a fruit? No, right? Very similar. Even in analytics also, there is this hierarchy. Okay, if you try to miss some part, okay, if you say, hey, Sangesh, this is not important, and I will leave you. In your school, in your colleges, if you have done it, it's absolutely fine. But here, it is mandatory. It's not like 15 marks is available for predictive analytics, only 5 marks is available for data analytics. No, not like that. Okay, so every single chapters or every single areas is having the same, what I can say, weightage. So now what we have understood is descriptive analytics. Like, you go to a doctor, you basically ask certain questions, okay, and you basically provide certain information like what you have, the ailment, and then the doctor will ask you a counter question or ask you some samples or something like that, so that he can analyze things. See, when he do analysis, when he will be able to identify that this guy is having dengue or this guy is having chikungunya or something like that, what he will do? What he will do? Anyone? What he will do?
He will start the
You can come on Discord.
He will start
So
the
Yes, sir. Agreed.
Once we get to know the issue, what exactly it is, he'll give us the medicines. I mean, which
Yes,
particular
you're
medicine for
absolutely
that,
right. Yes, you're absolutely right. We can call this as treatment, or we can also call this as prescriptive drugs. Prescriptive drugs. He's going to prescribe. He's going to prescribe. So for that specific reason, we have prescriptive analytics. I hope people are able to understand this. See, when he is going to prescribe things, okay, so you are going to take those medicines and everything. Okay, and last but not the least, okay, so in this prescription, when he's going to provide you a treatment, when he's going to provide a prescription, there is a teeny tiny part that no people will be able to understand. Okay, when he will ask you all those questions, he will sit and he will think, he will do something called as hypothesis, he will do something called as analysis. He is going to predict in this particular part. Subconsciously, he will not say he is going to predict, But before providing you the prescription, before providing you this prescription, this particular part, he is going to do some analysis. Okay. So this analysis is not seen in our naked eyes, but there is an analysis. So if he is going to do wrong analysis, he will be provided with wrong drugs. Maybe it may hurt you. I hope you are able to understand this. So for that specific reason, there are various roles which are actually available for this particular domain as well. I mean, this particular section as well. That is predictive analytics. Okay. So there is, data scientist, even data analyst also will do predictive analytics. Okay. And adding to that, you also have specific roles like ML experts. Okay. You have something known as AI experts. These are some roles which are being created in an organization. Data scientist, okay, data analyst, machine learning expert, AI expert. Okay. All of them are part of predictive analytics as well. Last but not the least, the prescriptive analytics. Even in an organization, there is a prescriptive analytics which will be available. Like if your profit is going down and if your sales is also going down, there will be prescription. There will be one automated message that will be provided to you. Like your sales is also going down and your profit is also going down. Try to increase your sales. Try to improvise the product. Or else you can basically provide some discounts and sell these products. These kind of things. I hope people are able to understand what I'm actually trying to say. These are the important part of the whole analytics, what I'm actually trying to say. This is called as the hierarchy of analytics. So before we proceed ahead, I will read the comments later. Okay, but if you have any questions or concern, you can let me know. If you don't have any questions, you can say no or type no on the chat so that we can proceed ahead.
Sir, you've described like various roles in every step. So a complete data analyst would be, he'll be knowing all these steps, right? I mean, as the hierarchy. But then how it will be in the practical way when somebody started a data analytic job, how it will be the levels? I mean, how it will be described, or you can say that I know everything, and in practical sense.
These days, roles are getting very complicated when it comes to data analytics. Roles are getting complicated. So I will try to explain those things later in the next slide. I mean, the next part, but I will keep this particular question in my mind.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
See,
so on the the second
yes.
one, diagnostic analytics, this BI and 3A, what exactly was it? I just missed out the point.
Business intelligence experts are the people who create these dashboards and reports. BI is the person who is going to create your dashboards and reports. But when it comes to a business analyst, normally business analysts are those people who have a really good knowledge on the business first. And these are the people who are also going to interact with the end customer, and he will try to match those end customer needs. So these are the people who are going to use BI, business intelligence, as well as the analytics part, that is the key analytics part. See, when I speak about business are completely different. See, the type of analytics that I'm going to incorporate in a company like Infosys, okay, or the type of analytics that I'm going to apply in a company like Tata Motors, it's completely different. Yes. And similarly, if I'm going to speak about hotel, like ITC hotels, right? So if I speak about the, what I can say, analytics which is used in a hotel, that's also different. So business analytics is purely a domain oriented job. Okay. So business analytics is a person who is really good with business. If he's going to be in hotel industry, he know everything about hotel industry. He know what is meant by ADR. He know what is meant by occupancy. He know what is meant by the various parameters like break-even points and all these kind of things.
You can
So
say he's
if
an
he know all
expert
those
in
things,
particular domain.
yes, particular domain itself, a specific domain. So in IT, a person who is coming from fintech background, financial background, financial analytics background, he is more preferred to get into financial analytics domain itself. Okay. When it comes to a person who is into hotel industry, he is majorly preferred into hotel industry itself. So I'm working with one of a Spain-based betting company. It's purely into betting. Okay. And he is an ex-manager of Manchester United. Okay. And that guy is into sports analytics. He's purely into sports. So what this business analytics is done is this business analytics has been broken down into various analytics as well. I will give you some more examples. Financial analytics. If you are analyzing finance, you are called a financial analyst. Along with that, financial analytics is also having divided into various parts. So if you are speaking about risk analytics, there is a different domain. If you are speaking about FRM, financial market risk, financial market risk management, that's a different area. So for finance, is completely different. When it comes to marketing, there is also something called as marketing analytics. The same business analytics is being broken down into various parts. That is something that I want to inform. Marketing analytics, customer analytics. There is I come from customer analytics. So I used to do CUS 360, okay, for an insurance company based out of, what I can say, US. So we used to do customer analytics. We used to be very focused on customer churn, customer forecast, customer predictive patterns. Okay, so we were completely focusing on that. Okay, so again, broken down of business analytics itself. Okay, so these are some kind of things we will be trying to understand all of them in a very detailed aspect in our next session. Next, this thing, what I can say, section. See, when I speak about these roles tend to be interchanging, and these roles tend to be little bit, what I can say, overlapping as well. One is called as business intelligence expert. That is something that I was trying to explain you. So when I speak about business intelligence expert, he is a person who is going to use dashboard. He is a person who is going to use reports. When it comes to a data analytics or a data analyst, okay, he is a person, sometimes he will use BI, sometimes he will use BI, not all the times. Most of the time, he will be managing the data itself. So he will be a little bit towards the data engineer as well. Adding to that, he will be also a person who is into business analytics as well. He will be a little bit of business analyst as well. So when I speak about a data analyst, he will be a person who will be little bit of business intelligence. It will be little bit of data engineering. It will be little bit of business analytics. And last but not the least, it will be little bit of data science as well. Little by little. So when I speak about a data scientist, when I speak about purely a data scientist, so here he will be a BI expert. He will be a data engineer as well. He will be a business analyst. Most of the time, he's going to be a business analyst. And along with that, he will be also a data scientist as well. And along with that, there are also some, some more parts which are not described here. He is also going to be a, okay, what I can say, data storyteller. Data storyteller. He is a person who is going to explain things. He is a person who is going to, okay, convince the manager that what need to be done majorly. Adding to this, when I speak about a business analyst, okay, business analytics is being very frank with you. It's a very vague word. Why I'm saying this as very vague word is because there are certain companies who are using business analysts. Look at this. They are using business and analytics to do survey. For survey, like getting primary data, secondary data, they are using business analysts. Okay. So there are client-facing role. Client-facing role. What is meant by client-facing role? Okay, you have a client. He's having some, idea like he want to implement data science into his organization. What this business analyst will do is he will go to the organization. He know the business. He will try to pitch in various solutions. Okay, he will say, okay, we can use classification algorithm to lower down your churn rate. So this is the type of pitch he's going to do. Along with that, he will also use certain words like, I'm going to use marketing analytics so that we can do targeting of the customers in a very efficient manner so that we can increase the lead to turnout ratio. These kind of metrics. So this is majorly a client-facing role. So many organizations are using business analysts for these kind of things. And along with that, in my organization, a business analyst was a person who was a kind of a mediator between a data scientist, because I hope many people know that I worked as a data scientist. So in my organization, okay, there was a lady from Andhra. Her name was Asha. So she was a business analyst. So I was a data scientist, and above me, there was a senior data scientist. Okay, I was a junior data scientist at that point in time. Okay, we had this data science team, and we had one business analytics team, and then we had what I can say, okay, the client. So client has lot of questions in his mind, lot of problems in his end. So what this particular lady in my company, she was a lady, but in your company there might be a male as well. So what she used to do is she used to decode the business what I can say, acronyms. Acronyms into the understandable format. So for example, business analyst will use something called as BEP. Okay, we will make your organization exceed the BEP limits. So this is a kind of a jargon what business analyst will use. Many people who are data analyst, data analyst, or even data scientist, or sometimes even business intelligence experts also, they don't know what is meant by this. So in a hotel industry, she will, the same person will use something called as ADR. Okay, many people will be confused on all these kind of business acronyms. But if you go to a hotel and if you say ADR, okay, they will be able to identify using that particular ratio. They will be able to identify how much of the rooms are getting booked on an average in a hotel. For example, a hotel might have something like 10 rooms. Out of those 10 rooms, how much on an average, how many rooms are getting booked? This is a metrics which is going to help out. So these are some kind of metrics which are only a business analyst will only understand. A person who is into business. If you go to digital marketing, there is something called as bounce rate. There is something called as turnout ratio. So what are these? These are some kind of ratios. Okay. If you are launching a campaign, if you are launching an advertisement, okay, how many people are clicking them? What is the impression which is getting generated, and how that particular thing is basically getting decoded. Okay, so business analyst is another person who is going to interact with the data science team to get things done, a kind of a mediator. So most of the organizations are using business analysts to do this kind of analysis. And along with that, business analysts are also being broken into various parts, like market research analysts. Okay, they are being again broken down into things like things like financial analyst, marketing analyst, customer analyst, something like this. And adding to this, again, this business analysts are also broken down into various consulting roles. There are some specific consulting roles which are actually available. Even business analysts are also used into a bit of consulting role. Even consulting, I can call it a sales as well. Consulting and sales, business analysts are being used. So if a client is crying, these business analysts will go and they will listen why the client is crying, and they will try to analyze the problem, and they will come to a data scientist and they will try to explain. So this is the problem which is actually happening in the organization, and all these kind of things. And business analysts, data analysts, and business intelligence experts, they all sit together and they try to formulate a strategy. I hope now people are getting some clarity on the roles which is available. And whenever I was speaking about what I can say, role, we can actually switch from one role to another role. So if you are a fresher, in that case, normally you can get a job which is into business analytics and data analytics. Very, very rarely you can get a job of a business analyst as well. Majorly, when I speak about business analyst, business analytics, MBA grads are normally preferred. So if you have a MBA grad, even though if you are a person who is fresher, you can get a entry level BA job. But data scientist is one such role, which requires a bit of experience, which requires a bit of what I can say, background as well. So I have seen most of the people who have worked as a business analyst have later turned out to be a data scientist. I have seen a couple of data analysts who are turning out to be what I can say, data scientist as well. Okay, and this is a kind of a midlife or mid-career, what I can say, decisions that you can actually take. For example, if you are a person who is having something like 4 years, 5 years of experience, you can choose to be in this particular domain. 4 to 8, 10, 12 years of experience, you can be in this data science industry. Post that, so there are also certain specific roles which are actually available. Analytics manager, key delivery manager, we call them as KDM as well. So these kind of things. Even there are also consulting roles which are actually available. A data scientist normally tend to fit into these kind of roles as well. So it's a hierarchy. So if you are a person who is having something like 1 to 2 years of experience, these are the roles which you can actually explore. I personally suggest, if you want to be a business analyst, please have an MBA. It is going to be a really good fit. And if you are into a person who is having something like 4 to 10 years of experience, or even 12 years of experience, you can easily fit into the data science role. And if you have experience which is more than that, so there are these kind of roles which are actually available, that is analytics manager and so and so. I hope people are able to get some understanding. I hope people got a complete understanding on all the roles which are available for a person. If you want to proceed ahead, now you can ask me specific questions on this particular part. Meanwhile, I will also answer all the questions which are provided on the chat. Just give me some time. Any questions?
Sir, as you told that when you have experience, you can move on to data scientist role. But majorly, what I've I've seen is the data scientist is very vast subject, and it
Mhm.
requires a science background, if I'm not wrong. So how a MBA from finance, for example, I have done MBA in finance and I have 7 years experience in working
Mhm.
in finance domain. So will I be switching to data scientist role in future?
Abhishek Solanki, interestingly, I'm an MBA grad as well. I'm an MBA grad as well. So I did my MBA from VTU in Karnataka. I'm from Karnataka, by the way. Okay. And adding to this, I will give you certain examples. Solanki, I think you might be from North India, isn't it?
No, sir, I'm from Bangalore only. My ancestors are from Rajasthan.
Acha, 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 acha. Okay. I was trying to give you some relative aspect on that particular part. See, I will give you some examples. So these are the names which are the persons whom I met or whom I dealt with dealt in my career. Okay. So there was a guy whose name is Shashank Talwar. Shashank Talwar. Okay. He was a data scientist. Okay. In EY. Right now he's in EY. I don't know. Okay. So he was from Delhi University, DU. And that guy had done his master's. Oh, no, no, not in his bachelor's. Extremely sorry. His bachelor's in arts. B. He was a bachelor in arts. वो तो एक है. Recently, recently one of my friend, he resigned KPMG. Okay, he's moving out to a different organization. He's from Bangalore, but he hails from Assam. His name is Ishan Savio. His name is Ishan Savio. He's a Christian. Okay, he was also one of my colleague. And interestingly, Ishan Savio, okay, come from Christ University, and he has done, okay, Bachelor in Arts Economics. So what I'm actually trying to inform everyone is, okay, if you speak about business analysts and data scientist, okay, so a really good business analyst is a really good data scientist. Because see, what being very frank with you, we as a data scientist, we used to sit with the business, we used to listen to them, and then we used to convince with them. We used to convince them saying that this is the model that you have to choose. This is how we have to choose. This is how we are going to run. So there used to be a business analyst, there used to be a data scientist, there used to be a data engineer who used to formulate a strategy. And we all of them, we used to pitch our client saying that this is the best solution. This is the best thing that you have to do. We used to pitch them. Then when the business will give an approval, we used to work on that. Okay. And here, okay, to become a really good storyteller, sorry to say, guys, sorry to say, you are an MBA grad and you have been inducted how to do an effective business communication, isn't it? Do you agree with me, Abhishek? So for that specific reason, okay, to do a really efficient, effective communication, okay, normally MBA grads are trained for that. So what I say is, okay, data scientist is also one of the key pillars. And being very frank with you, if you speak about the job profile and the background or academic background of data scientist, hardly, if you take 100%, hardly 10 to 15% of the people are data scientists who have MBA background. This is a pure analytics which I'm actually giving you. This is a pure analytics which I'm actually giving you. Hardly 10 to 15%. And 10 to 15% is also not a bad number. It is still a good number. Okay. And if you speak about people who are from engineering background, it is nearly 30 to 50% of the people who are from engineering background, they are data scientists. 30 to 50%. This is a bracket. Okay. And when you speak about people who have masters, who have doctorates, who have PhD, there are again something like 20%, around 20 to 25% of the people who have done their this thing, who are purely from statistical domain, like who have done biostatistics, okay, or who have previously worked for NASA on astronomical events. So most of the things, this is how things are actually going on. I hope people got some understanding, okay, that we can actually switch roles from a business analyst to a data scientist to a analytical manager and all these kind of things. Okay. And the experience these days, when I speak about IT companies, this is the type of hiring pattern which are actually going on. Okay. Freshers, it's little bit difficult. Normally, they don't hire freshers, but if you have a really good portfolio, okay, you can start with business analyst, BI or BA. Okay, this can be a starting career. Okay, and then later in your career, after having something like 2 to 3 years of experience, you can move to data science. I hope people are getting some understanding on this. Okay, I have a lot of questions on my chat. Let me see one by one. Okay, so predictive analytics and prescriptive analytics are two different analytics. Yes, you're absolutely right, my friend Amjad. Okay, predictive analytics is all about predicting things. Prescriptive analytics is all about prescriptive things. I will give you an example. Okay, predictive analytics. You see what is going to happen in predictive analytics. You are going to predict. So you are going to predict, yes, this guy has a dengue. You are going to only predict. Prescriptive is the part like, we are going to suggest you some drugs. Like you have this kind of antibiotic. Okay, you have this kind of thing. So this is how things are going to be prescribed. So that is called as prescriptive analytics. I hope people are able to. Yes, Dr. Stratford, but yes, you're absolutely right. Sir, yes, sir, I have now clear idea about different roles. Sir, I have done my BBA finance. Okay, and I have accidental career in, okay, I have accidental career in hospitality industry. Okay, it's absolutely fine. Okay, I have also been associated with life and health insurance sector. So Amjad, I was also from insurance sector itself. Okay, so I used to work for a company called as CUNA Mutuals. So it's a US based insurance company. For them, I used to do customer analytics. So we used to handle customer analytical domains. So here, okay, there is a background of what I guess a business that to be really strong. And I think Amjad, you have a really good background on these things. Okay, and I have seen people who have learned data science and got into a managerial role as well. See, when I speak about data science, every single Tom, Dick, and Harry are doing data science. What I can say, career, and how to apply data science into a domain, that is something which many people don't have a proper clarity. Okay, so I think you can contribute it to as well. And along with that, if you are not able to contribute into your domain, you can actually choose a different domain as well. Okay, so what I have done, I will give you my example. I started my career for a what I can say, company which is a IIT based startup. We used to do market research. I used to do market research. Okay, so we have done market research on various cities like Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad, and so on. Okay, when we did this particular market research, okay, so we were being only doing into market. Okay, that is primary research. Then we went into BD. Then I basically went into, so there was a bit of transformation which was actually available. So here, from market research, okay, which is primary research, from there directly jumping into data science, okay, it was a bit of struggle for us. Okay, and a bit of different way of thinking things. Okay, so for that specific reason, every single thing can be done, but there need to be a right fit. To have a right fit, you either need to think about your career, how you want to design. So for me, okay, I was very much concentrated towards marketing analytics. Okay, so I was really interested in marketing. Okay, like how to do STP. Okay, segmenting, targeting, positioning. Okay, Okay. And along with that, I was very much interested in understanding the customer insights. So that was my key insights. That was my key passion. So I followed that and I was able to get into that particular part. So similarly, you can also think about it, but see, try to understand. So if you want to be a industry who is completely focusing on Indian insurance, okay, maybe, may not be, okay. Indian companies tend to provide very less, what I can say, emphasis on, these things. But if you are trying to cater US clients and all, in IT, you can easily get into a job as well. So I'm just giving you a small brief on this particular part. Okay. See, what we have done in this particular session. Okay. So we have understood what is meant by data analytics. What happened to my screen? Oh, sorry. We have tried to understand what is meant by data analytics. Along with that, we have also tried to understand the various roles, okay, and the application part of the data analytics, and the roles and application, how all the roles are getting applied, and what are the various other roles which are actually available. And along with that, we have also understood the hierarchy of analytics as well, like that, what is the least hierarchy analytics, what is the highest hierarchy analytics. So that is also something that we have understood in this particular session. Okay. So if you have any questions or concern, you can ask me. Okay. Or else we will get ahead in our next session. Okay. On this particular. Meanwhile, you can also do your own R&D. Okay. If you have any questions or concern, you can reach me out day after tomorrow. We will try to address this particular part. Okay. I have got your point. Okay, good. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, Amjad. Over to you, Kamal.
Yeah, very thank you, Sangamesh. We have learned, very useful content. What is the different types of analytics? It was amazing, information what we got from you. We have very serious candidates here like Abhishek, Amjad, and even many students are there because of morning chillness. They couldn't even come because of cold and all. So we are trying to push them to the morning batches. Hope we get a number of count, in the morning batches also. Many students are coming for the evening batches. We have at 10 p.m. also. So thank you so much, Sangamesh. It was a very pleasant, information what we got. Meanwhile, even we did some research, regarding the profile of Abhishek and Amjad also. So they are getting, actually we did some small modification. For example, you take Abhishek. He's from financial background from HSBC. At present, he's not working, but however, our talent acquisition team did some research in the market. Just they correlated, some part of analytics with in his experience. He started getting calls actually. So he was very excited. Yeah, for that, even we are working on Amjad. And so what we are doing here, we are taking the profile of every student. We are trying to correlate with data analytics and showing them some job opportunities initially itself to get them confidence basically. So it's very excellent and interactive session. Sangamesh, thank you so much for your time. Actually, Sangamesh was very busy in his schedule, so I requested a lot to him. This was my dream with him. Thank you so much. And any feedback, Abhishek? Anything? Amjad, Abhishek. So we need your feedback. Unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Sanjay sir, for in a very simple way you've shown us the different levels of data analytics and what exactly a data analyst do and what are the different roles. So in a very simple way you have taught us. So thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Amjad, yep. Hi, Amjad. Any valuable feedback, Amjad?
Yes, sir. that I have typed as well. That thanks for teaching me simplified way, and now I'm getting confidence that the people like me who doesn't have extra background can also.
Yeah. Fine, Anjan. Thank you so much, sir. So, students, like as we discussed, every alternate days you'll be having classes of Sangamesh, sir. Okay. So, so today is Monday. So obviously you'll be having class on Wednesday, then Friday. Okay. So, the classes will be like this. Every session will be recorded and it will be uploaded to something called as e-learning portal. So we'll be giving access to e-learning portal also, where it will be recorded and uploaded to the, your e-learning portal where you can go through that. Okay. Fine. So meanwhile, we'll be giving one mail ID for you. If you have any queries and all, you can raise the support ticket. So all these will be discussed, personally by calling you. Fine. So once again, thank you, Sangamesh. We'll be meeting you day after tomorrow, the same time, 7 a.m. Thank you. Hi, Sangamesh.
Bye. Any questions?
Nothing, Sangamesh. They are very clear, from the concept perspective of you. So, the classes will be very alternative days, Sangamesh, like Wednesday and today is Monday. So Wednesday, 7 a.m. and Friday, 7 a.m. So every week
Sure.
we'll be having 3 classes. So,
Sure.
basically as a class proceeds, will be some assignments to them. They'll be working on assignments and then whenever they are free to. Yeah. Fine, Sangamesh. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you, guys. See you Wednesday at 8 a.m. So sorry, 7 a.m.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Sangamesh.